Hey, how's going guys? Hope you are all having an absolute fantastic day. Today's video is going to be really special to you. I know I am not being consistent on YouTube lately, and I am sorry for that, and I can't promise to be consistent either, so I apologize for that. There's just too much going on in my life lately, and once I get over it, I'll be better than ever. Anyways, back to topic. So today in this video I am going to show you top 5 underrated games for low-end PC which you can download for absolutely free. All of the above games can be even played on a computer with 1 GB RAM and a single-core CPU. These games are actually paid, but you can download the demo versions of these games without buying or pirating the game. You don't have to go broke to play these games. All of these games will work perfectly on any computer you throw at it. Download links for all of these games are in the description. So before we get started, if it's your first time watching my video, then do not forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Make sure to leave a comment to earn a shout out and support the algorithm. So without wasting further ado, let's get started.
Let's roll.
3, 2, 1.
On number 5 spot we have Call of Pripyat. This game is rated 8.2 out of 10. Call of Pripyat is an open-world survival game. The game is set in the zone, a tract of land surrounding the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in which all life has been corrupted and twisted into hideous and deadly forms. Frightening and powerful creatures dwell in isolated underground testing labs and caverns. The landscape is full of dangerous traps that spout fire from the ground and trigger damaging windstorms, and every once in a while an emission blasts across the land, wiping out anything silly enough to neglect shelter. Despite the fact that this land sounds entirely inhospitable, it draws fortune seekers in search of curios called artifacts that tend to spawn right in the middle of the anomalous traps. As a result, groups of these stalkers bunch together in whatever safe areas they can find, such as in rusted husks of beached ships, abandoned train stations, and the crumbling remains of Pripyat. The mysterious circumstances surrounding the propagation and sustainment of the zone have also created several subgroups within the area, including factions that want to wipe it off the planet entirely and those that think its uniqueness alone justifies a need to preserve it. The game is structured like a role-playing title, with primary missions and quest rewards and a trading system where you'll repair guns, buy ammunition and medical supplies, wrap cuts with bandages, and upgrade your gear the further you go. There's no leveling or experience point systems, however, so the power of your character is more directly determined by the kinds of equipment you're carrying around. Like Shadow of Chernobyl, when you start out, you're going to be incredibly vulnerable to the dangers present in the zone. You'll also be poor, so definitely worth trying. On number 4 spot we have 𝗠RC 3. This game is rated 6 out of 10. 𝗠RC breaks out the tradition right off the bat with a pretty standard career mode. You can pick a name and portrait for my racer, jump into one of several events to move up the ranks, and unlock new cars and upgrades. This is definitely a trimmed-down version of career mode from other rally titles. The customization never felt personal, and races were simply special stage. Even more special stage in multi-race events. The only mixture comes from gate events that felt more like mini-games. These events are at least different, and add a nice change of pace from the rest of the mode. Visually the game does a moderate job delivering some nicely modeled cars and tracks. The foliage on the sidelines leaves a bit to be desired, but the frame rate does remain solid throughout. Audio consists of standard turn-by-turn robotic voices and a muted soundtrack. Nothing stands out about any of it. Menus are minimal and sloppy, and the overall look of the game just screams lack of polish. I was really hoping to be pleasantly surprised, but just wasn't. Since it's a low-end PC game, you can give it a try. On number 3 spot we have Beware. Beware is a new kind of horror game that has you driving down sepia-tinged roads to escape pursuers in your rickety motor. The entire game takes place at night, and you have to navigate by your headlights, over roads, through fields, and down dirt tracks, all while keeping an eye on your rearview mirror. You are being pursued is a core mystery, but you can piece together clues as they zip by at 70 miles per hour. It's not all about gunning it as fast as you can. Either, enemies are scarce, so you are often driving around in a paranoid state, checking the mirrors and looking around each corner before cutting. The cramped first-person viewpoint really makes you feel every bump and turn in the vehicle, amping up the claustrophobia. The game starts in the middle of the night in the center of a muddy trailer park. As you pull your car onto the road, the slick and uneven ground immediately makes you feel uneasy. That feeling will be furthered by the utter lack of any other signs of life or noise, except for your car's engine and the sound of my wheels trying to gain traction. As you slowly drove away from the park, you eventually ran across a lone facility drenched in light. At first, mind will put at rest, knowing you weren't alone in this dark forest. That's until you drive past the building and see a flash of light behind you. It going to be another car. An ominous bass line began to play as the car drew in closer in your rear view mirror. This game is really interesting, definitely worth trying out. On number 2 spot we have Dirt 2. Dirt 2 is rated 8.4 out of 10. This game series has long been considered king of rally racers. This is a gorgeous racing game with some satisfying rally sections and a whole lot of wheel-to-wheel racing. While hardcore rally fans may be a bit bummed to find pure rally racing makes up only a fifth of the career mode, those who just want a good racing game will be happy. One of the best aspects of Dirt 2 is the variety of locales. Rally racing games can start to feel a little redundant with endless desert terrain. Okay, so Dirt 2 has a lot of off-road tracks, but the unique locales are really brought to life. The small villages of Morocco with their narrow streets, the marshes of Malaysia, the serene hillsides of China are best, so definitely worth trying out. On number 1 spot we have Battlefield 2 Project Reality, and this game can be played offline as well as online. You can also play this game with your friends, or if you don't have friends like me, you can play offline with bots. This game is by far the most realistic tactical shooter for a low-end computer. The sound of gunshots in the distance are to be treated with caution and respect. Rushing without the support of a squad, good recon and the use of cover, and you'll be headed home in a flag-draped box in no time. Project Reality is an APT name. If you want the most realistic depiction of today's war zones ever seen in a game, there's nothing that comes close. The very first thing you'll notice about the weaponry is the lack of a crosshair. In the real world, floating crosshairs aren't magically displayed in front of the soldier's face. Not yet, at least. Just like real life, players must use iron sight mode if they want to hit anything smaller than a zeppelin. With practice it's possible to still fire from the hip, but only at extremely close ranges. Take the time to use the iron sights, and you'll be rewarded by the fact that bullets go precisely where you aim them. There's none of the random spread seen in BF2. Aim at a player's head, and they'll soon have a face full of lead. However, recoil effects have been increased, discouraging while spraying on full automatic. So definitely worth a try. And yeah folks, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoy these games, and I'll try my best to be consistent, but again, I can't promise. I am rolling shoutouts, and I'll see you the next time. With all due respect, love your parents, respect your country, and most importantly take care of yourselves. Bye.
Horrifying news story, and I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.